What's up? Today is a special day. Today's the day I had my first character showcase. And the way I chose them from the comic book was kind of at random. Only methodology I had was that I was gonna do male to female rotation. So, oh, actually, there was another variation. I'm starting with the characters who are like my first characters I added, like the very first sect of them. So it's like the first 10 characters, first 10 to 20 characters that I added before I started the rest of them. So I guess that's the way I'm choosing them, which is pretty sporadic still. But anyway, moving on. I just wanted to go over a couple of things that made the character up, and what to look forward to, and how I came about the design of these characters. So, first things first, all the characters in my comic book are loosely based off of people who I personally know, which just made it easier for me to write, and it made it more fun because it was mainly for me and my friends, and I knew how to draw. We all like anime and comics, and we was like, well, let's make us in the comic. I was like, why not do that then? And I started drawing it. So that's how initially it came about, off of some stupid teenagers who want to put themselves in a comic book. So the first character I'm showcasing today is Brandi. Brandi is, in the comic, more or less a government servant, government agent, if anything, if you want to call it that. Her job is mainly to clean up and train. So she's more like a recons officer or anything of the sort. And the faction that she currently is working for within the first couple issues pretty much has her doing just that. It's pretty much her introduction. Her character alone. Let's start with her. Let's start with her powers. Her powers are pretty. They're not vague at all. They're pretty. They can sound. They're going to sound very OP, but everybody's powers in my story, in a way, in my novel, it's pretty much like a double-edged sword. And either you have a lot of gains, and then some have a lot of rewards, or a lot risk rewards. It's a balance of risk reward depending on the character and how they use their powers. And with her powers is that if you notice, she has 3 eyes. They all do different things. The first one, which is her left eye, is her, I guess, quote unquote, normal eye. It allows her to see the present, just like me, you, and everybody else. Her right eye allows her to see into the past. That's why that's why it looks the way it is, because it's actually closed, so she can always look into the past. And her third eye, the one in the middle of her forehead, is the one that allows her to look into the future. Now, how far she can look into the past and the future is very limited, depending on the situation and her emotions and how much power she has. And the way I wrote her is that she can look within her own past pretty much for like a couple of years, something like that. So she has photographic memory, like, not only photographic memory, but she can. It's like watching a movie. She can pretty much just look into her past and watch a movie, basically, of her past. And as far as the future goes, she can only look into the future for herself up to 10 seconds. It's very limited. She can look into the future for somebody else up to about an hour. But she have to gain access to your psyche and have permission from you in order to do it. So, also what her power is able to do, which causes a lot of drain on her, is be able to manipulate time itself to a certain degree. Like, say for example, she gets into a scuffle with somebody, or kerfuffle with somebody, or start getting fisticuffs or anything like that. So basically, if she gets into any kind of confrontation with anybody, and let's say the person gets an upper hand on her with a blow, they get a nice little chin check on her, she can then stop time itself. Boom, rewind it all the way back up to that moment, up to like what? I would say, once again, like 10 seconds. And 10 seconds is a lot. 10 seconds is a lot, people. She can rewind time up to back to 10 seconds, but it takes a huge drain on her physical well-being and her power itself. But if it's especially if it's a vital or critical blow, she pretty much rewind time up until the point about to hit her, and then she can dodge effectively, see it coming and counter, or do what she need to do. And she can also do the same thing as far as going to the future, but she can only travel her spiritual form into the future, but can't really manipulate nothing. But it's like she being able to see and interact with things, but it's kind of convoluted. But it's like the best way I can put it is her spiritual self goes into the future for about maybe 2 minutes or so, and she can see what happens, and then she can come back and then act accordingly. So time manipulation, which makes her very, 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 very dangerous and strong character in the comic book. Now, moving on as far to aesthetics go. Now, I tried, like I said, all these characters are loosely based off my friends, family, and acquaintances that I've known over the years, and I try to make them accurate to how I view the people who I put in the comic book. It's like, in my eyes, I'm like the best version of them that I see. And I remember from her, the way I would describe this woman is like, she's always been very blunt with me, and I always respected that. And then I'll make her character that way as well. Not really deadpan, but just more blunt, if anything, as far as like, this is what it is, and this is what is going to happen. And so that's just more of her mannerisms, if anything. But as far as like the actual aesthetics of her, I wanted to make it look like not necessarily a gypsy, but a new age Afro gypsy. If that makes any sense. With a little bit of the Egypt theme thrown in there as well, because of the eye of the eye of Ha, I believe is what it's called, the god of time in ancient Egypt. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe his name is Ha, like Huh, if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know Ra is like the god of sun, or the sun god in Egypt, like the first god of a lot of stuff like that. But Ha was the god of time. But she actually has like, it's not showcased on her, but she has actually a big tattoo of the symbol of time or infinite time on her back from Ha. But I didn't showcase it because I just didn't. I don't know. Like when I'm designing my female characters, it's like a fine line. Yes, people want to show off the sexy, but I also want to show off like their mannerisms, their like you can tell by somebody what type of job they do by the type of clothes they wear, like their mannerisms by the type, what they're into by the type of outfits they are. Like you can tell by me, I'm more of a laid back type of guy. I'm more comfort over fashion. Just me. But with her, I wanted to put it out there like this is what you're gonna get. You look at her, you look at somebody who knows something about the universe. So that's what I wanted to go with. And Gypsy's the first one that comes to mind. I know it's a different word, but it's slipping my tongue. But that's pretty much what I modeled her after. That's why the hoops and the earrings, the necklace, the bead necklace, the rag and the natural poofy hair. One thing I will say is that these are just an outfit. It's not like one thing I didn't want to do was have the following trope of characters who are always wearing the same outfit so you can easily identify them. That's not what I'm doing. I just said this is just the outfit that I chose for this showcase. Everybody's outfit changes and variations through the comic book. Nobody always wears the same thing, unless people who always wear a uniform or something like that. But that's neither here or there. So, one thing I will tell everybody: outfits change, hairstyles change, everything changes with characters as the story progresses. But I wanted to at least give you an idea as to what I was looking to emulate when I was designing Brandi. And this is actually a redesign. The way I designed her at first was almost like a Star Wars Jedi. It was weird. Like she had like lightsabers or something, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this. So I changed it up. So, real quick, every character in the comic book has a classification of their powers, and the classification goes physical, spiritual, elemental, cosmic, and primal. Now, she falls beneath the guise of cosmic. The reason being because cosmic is like the catch-all for anybody's power who you can't really put it into any other categories. And usually anybody who falls in the cosmic category, which in my book is actually really rare, they tend to have powers that can be completely OP, but they usually drain the user or have extreme limitations or specifications to them. So, if the character has cosmic, they're not to be trifled with, hands down. So, yeah, that's the high overview showcase of the character Brandi, or the way we call her in her name in the book is B. I was thinking of calling her a different name or having a different nickname to her, but no, B. That's what I've known her by, so B. Anyway, so next showcase, I'll see y'all later. Hope you like this one. Let me know if you don't. Let me know if you think it's change up some things, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, till next time, I'll see y'all later. Sticks up, thumbs out.